I'm very happy to be sitting here with Ma Souris, and she's agreed to answer some questions for my book, Blueprints for Awakening. These questions are designed to unfold and explain the teachings of Ramana Maharshi, as set out in his original booklet, Who Am I? And Self-Inquiry. My first question. Ramana proposed the fundamental question, who am I? Who are you?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Many Western seekers come to India looking for enlightenment, as if it is an experience. What is enlightenment? What is enlightenment?
Yeah?
Enlightenment.
Enlightenment.
Yes, what is enlightenment?
Enlightenment. There's nothing like enlightenment at all. You just become nothing.
When you say wake up, what do you mean by wake up? Can you explain what you mean when you say wake up?
I didn't say.
Ask anybody to wake up.
Oh, no? You said there is no enlightenment.
No, when you come to the end, you will find that you have not done any sadhana, only it was imagination.
Imagination.
Nothing else, nothing else.
And when you say the end, is the end a kind of awakening? Can you say awakening? The end is an awakening?
The end means, you see, of my sadhana, not the end of anything.
I think many people are searching for enlightenment, searching for awakening. Can you say something about this?
No. It is an individual question.
So
They have to seek for themselves.
Yes.
Nobody can help them. Only Guru.
Only the
With
Guru.
Guru's help, they can. But without that, nobody can.
Right. So you're saying a guru is necessary.
Of course.
Who is the guru?
Guru is yourself. Until then, you need a outer Guru.
Physical
As
guru.
Like Bhagavan.
Yes. And what is the guru's role?
Only Guru knows. Who can say?
And how to recognize a true guru? If
How
I was looking for a guru, how can I find him?
How can a baby knows its mother? Does she say that I am your mother? It is natural. Just like that, when you see, when you are in the presence of a guru, you know that he is your guru. He doesn't come and say that I am your guru. Bhagavan never said that he was a guru to anybody.
So it's just a happening. It just happened.
Yes, a realization. The first realization is to know you are in the presence of your guru.
Is sadhana necessary for an awakening? Is sadhana necessary?
It was necessary for me. I don't know where where people may be, you see, awakened without anything. All of a sudden.
In Ramana Maharshi's case,
Yes,
he didn't do any sadhana.
He never had a guru or he never done any sadhana. It came, you see, in 1 hour to him. For me, it was not like that.
And in your case, you did some sadhana?
Yes, from the start. When I was 14, from then I began.
Right. And what type of sadhana did you do?
Where am I?
Sorry?
Who am I?
Self-inquiry.
Yes, I read his books. It was my father who went to Ramanashram and he told me that Bhagavan says that you must realize yourself. And we began to do, you see, meditate. And one cannot get anything out of it. You cannot quench the thoughts within you. They will come like waves in an ocean. And then suddenly I saw Bhagavan before me. I never saw him before. I wanted to, but I saw his presence in a flash. So that was his Guru's grace. From then my sadhana began very progressive.
And you visited to...
After 1 year I went and visited him. Then
1 year after the vision?
After the vision.
Yes.
Then I realized it was the same, all the same thing. And that's why.
And Ramana himself, he said that self-inquiry is the most direct sadhana.
Yes, but you see, in Guru Upadesh, in Upadesh Saram, he just explains, you see, step by step. You see, puja and japam, tapam, and then self-inquiry. He goes step by step. Whoever can, you see, by their inclinations they may do these things. Never said they want, it's just self-inquiry. Up to you. If you can reach it, it is quite right. But if you can't, you may do it by concentration on some picture, on by japam. You know, japam means just to go on. Yes.
But in your case, from the beginning, you did self-inquiry.
Self-inquiry, yes.
Yes. Could you explain, for somebody who doesn't know, how to do self-inquiry?
I don't tell anybody to do it. The people who come here, they come with devotion. But if they come, they don't ask. Some few people ask me questions, but I give answers according to the individuals.
But in the case of self-inquiry, you yourself practiced for many years.
Yes.
Could you explain for other people how to do the self-inquiry?
No, I don't give any messages like that. It is an individual thing. You can't go on, teaching it to masses.
Can you explain it for me?
For you?
Could you explain the self-inquiry for John David?
Yeah. Have you read the book, Inquiry, Who Am I?
Yes.
Yes, he gives every step in it.
Yes.
See, that's the way.
Yes.
That you are not the body nor your mind. So go on deep into yours, within yourself.
This question is not an intellectual question.
No.
When you ask this question, it doesn't take you to the mind, yes? It takes you to
Yes,
your true
deep
self.
into it. You see, you must watch the thoughts which are entering in your mind. So just think, who is thinking? For whom these thoughts arise? And just only, it is not a question. You have to go to deep inside you to search for them, where the source of the thoughts. That's how I did.
So it's looking for the source of the thoughts,
Yes.
beyond the thoughts. And could I say that the answer to this question is a deep stillness?
There's no answer. You never come to any conclusion about an answer. If there's an answer, you stay there. Nothing will happen. And you say you are very souls. I have seen so many people in the earth. They are normal, getting a small experience and thinking they are souls. It's really an illusion.
So we should continue to ask this question until something happens, or nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
But you have to go through all this sadhana and realize that you have not done any sadhana, it's only you thought you did. That's it. That's what you realize.
So you're saying it's necessary to do some years of sadhana
I don't say.
in order to come to the point where you see this is nothing.
Only it's my experience.
Yeah.
I don't, it is not, you see, for everybody to know.
And at the end of this inquiry,
Yes.
when you see that nothing happened, and you see there is no answer, can you call this enlightenment?
I don't call anything. There's nothing in me to call anything. There was, you see, everything was gone.
And so there's no question of enlightenment or not enlightenment.
You don't get anything. If you get anything, it means that your mind is still working. If there's nothing, when the mind is You see, all these annihilated, who is there to know that they are enlightened or not? I don't always feel that I am enlightened. Only when people, or they come very rarely, then I give, you see, for you, these answers are for you. And for anybody who comes with the questions of self-inquiry or anything about it, I give another, according to the individual.
Right. When Ramana is asked, when will the realization of the self be gained, he replied, this is a quotation, he replied, when the world, which is what is seen, has been removed, there will be realization of the self, which is the seer. What is the true understanding of the world?
Of the world
Yes.
or word?
Yes, he says when the world has been removed. What does it mean, world? What does he mean, world?
You see, when you are sleeping, are you aware of the world?
When you're sleeping, no.
No. Then where is the world? Only when you awaken, the first thought will be that I have awakened, and you see, I must do my work. Then the thoughts begin to arise. Otherwise, there are no thoughts at all in sleep.
So you're saying that the world is caused by my thoughts?
Yes, by you.
By me?
Yes.
Yes. So how to remove the world is to remove the thoughts.
Yes, I told you that the process of saying prayer and going deep into yourself.
So by removing the thoughts, I'm also removing the world.
Yes. Without thoughts, what is there? You are not there and I am not here. And there is no world. With the thoughts, we need thoughts to live and act. Otherwise, we don't need anything.
It has been suggested that the mind must be destroyed for liberation to occur.
No, it immersed in yourself. You have nothing to destroy. The mind, you see, when you realize about, you see, then if you realize, you see, that there's no mind. Mind is, it means it is not annihilated. It just merged within yourself.
So it's not a question of destroying the mind, it's a question of finding the self.
Yes.
And if I find the self, then the thoughts go away.
No, when the thoughts go away, the only thing remains is the self.
Yes.
First, you must watch the thoughts.
Yes.
Where do they come?
And if you watch the thoughts and ask where do these thoughts come from, which is self-inquiry.
That's how I did my sadhana.
Yes.
I don't really recommend everybody to do it.
And if we ask where do the thoughts come from, then we see it comes from the self.
We don't see, we just feel. There's nothing to see.
When you say there's nothing to see, is that because the self can be described as emptiness, or stillness, or nothingness?
No, self is everything. Self is everything. The world, you see, and you and I, everyone. I just give an illustration. You see, when the waves dash to the shore, there will be some pools formed. And then up till when that is the mind. When the ocean comes and you see, it falls on the shore. Where is the pool? The pool is merged in the ocean. That's what happens. There's nothing separate, nothing, as you see, a thing which is called mind. It's a bundle of thoughts. If you have no thoughts, there's no mind. If there's no mind, there's no world.
And for example, do you have a mind?
I don't know whether I have it or not. I don't question anything.
But for example, to eat, to talk, to move your body, to walk, you need a mind.
I just use the mind to my existence.
So there is a mind, but you are not the mind.
There's a mind, you see. Mind means, you see, this, the thoughts. I must use the thoughts to do everything for my existence.
And do you experience sometimes thoughts arising?
Nothing now.
Nothing now.
I feel like everybody. I don't feel I am something of a realized soul or anything. Just like them, I play with them and I talk with them. And sometimes I'm very naughty.
You're naughty?
Yes, of course. They like it very much. Even in the car, I go on singing.
Yes.
It's looking over everything.
Yeah.
Makes them laugh.
Right. Right. Could you say something about vasanas, tendencies of the mind? Vasanas?
Vasanas is because of the vasanas.
Tendencies of the mind. Must these be removed before self-realization can become permanent?
You see, it depends upon your guru. It is he who is the remover, not you.
You're saying the guru will remove the vasanas.
Yes, what is the function of guru? If he is there, without guru's grace, you cannot do any sadhana or anything.
For example, I understand that some of the people who were devoted to Ramana Maharshi for many years, perhaps 30 years, 40 years,
Yes, I know.
some of these people did not realize. They apparently they had some vasanas, and these vasanas kept them from realizing. Is that true? Is that your understanding?
You see, people doesn't like to be aware or realized. You see what Buddha, the disciples went to Buddha and asked, why there's so much misery? Why don't you give such a realization as you had? And he told, go to door by door and ask if anybody want to realization. Nobody said, we don't want to realization. See, that's how. Only some of the seekers in a million.
But these men were 30 or 40 years devoted to
Because you see, there's such a peaceful atmosphere. That's why they are attracted to it.
But they don't want to really leave everything.
No.
What she said.
Yeah.
They are not prepared to give up everything. They like the peace.
So you're saying that even in the case of these close people, they didn't really have enough desire for liberation.
Yes, that's what Kabir says. If you are ready, it will come to you in a minute. If you have such faith. But who doesn't really, if you go on, you don't like to be related to your personality.
So you're saying that for realization, there has to be tremendous desire, tremendous longing for realization.
Yes, of course.
There has to be a passion, a fire.
Yeah, I used to cry. You have to cry.
I understand in your case you achieved this realization before your father.
Yes, before my father.
Yes.
And after that I became his guru.
You became your father's guru. And was this because your fire, your longing was stronger than your father?
My father had so many longings for women, you see. He wanted, and he was a great author. And he had written so many books. And he began to question about it, whether there is realization or not. All in family, when I was young, we had such a discussion. And he said, you are just falling like an opium. Like an opium eater.
Oh, yeah.
There is nothing like bliss or anything.
Because she was
And I was 25.
she was immersed in the bliss of Ramana's presence. She thought it's like an opium addiction.
Right.
Addiction, nothing there. There is nothing. It is auto-suggestion.
Right.
And I told him, you see, strongly that I feel that I am progressing. And I feel the bliss.
So your father had some doubts, in fact.
Always he was a doubter. Always questioning. If you question anything, you can never go, you see, forward.
You mentioned also that your father liked women. So is this kind of worldly things have to be dropped?
Yes, he was an
desire.
artist. He was an artist.
Yes.
He has such hyper beauty. And
Because he was an artist, he was interested in sex and beauty.
yes.
And this sex and beauty became in the way of his realization.
I wanted a woman to beat him by romance. How can that be?
To meet him by romance.
I said that can never be.
Can you explain what you mean when you say it can never be? an expectation from
Only
the
about
other.
my father I am telling you.
Yeah.
Read in romance and free. Free in romance.
No, in romance, and
He wanted liberation to romance.
I see.
She said that's important.
that's
I
impossible.
She's saying it's important.
I see. It's
Because they will be entangled with each other
yes.
and have attachment. How can they have realization through
Yes.
women or romance?
Right. But in the traditional Indian spirituality, there is something called tantra. Isn't this one way?
That's a different thing. They just take it as a sadhana.
Yes. So you're saying that if you use the sexuality as a sadhana, it could lead to liberation.
Yes, if you take anything, you see, as your sadhana, it will lead you there.
Not just sex.
Any sadhana.
Even a murderer will reach it.
Mm. Yeah.
That is the principle of contact.
Yeah.
Not just sex. Anything can be taken.
Yes. Yes. No, I
You see, it is
can you let
opposite.
us speak, because otherwise the video becomes strange. So you're saying anything can be a sadhana.
Of course, if you deeply think it is a truth, everything will be a sadhana, a realization.
I've seen the ancient statues from Tibet,
Yes, I
and
know.
they show the man, the Buddha, sitting, and they show the woman, Yogini, they call Yogini, embracing the man in a sexual position. Is this Tantra, or what is the meaning of that?
That is Tantra.
This is Tantra.
Through sex, they want to liberate. Even without sex, they need a woman by their side.
Okay. Could you say, you said that in order to remove the vasanas, you need a guru. Is it possible that I can remove my own vasanas?
Yeah, only a guru can do. You cannot do it.
So then a guru is very important.
For me, not for everybody.
So are you saying that Ramana Maharshi removed your vasanas?
I don't say anything. I just, surrendered to him when I was 21. And I never questioned him at all. Whatever he will do, he may do. Until then I never knew what guru is, what, because our life was quite different from spiritual.
So you said that you surrendered to your guru, Ramana Maharshi.
Yes, it must happen, you see, automatically. Without you see, I must surrender or nothing. It happens.
So you're saying that this devotion, you were completely devoted to Ramana Maharshi.
Yes, of course.
So devotion is bhakti, yes? Devotion means bhakti. Is this different?
No, bhakti is, yes, bhakti, not devotion.
Yes.
Bhakti is something else, and what they call, so-called people call devotion is quite different.
Could you explain what you mean by bhakti?
Bhakti means, you see, loving him with all my heart. That's bhakti.
Right.
Not going and bowing one.
And are you saying that the bhakti and the self-inquiry together is important.
Of course. Of course. Gnana Marga, without Bhakti Marga, you cannot reach anything. You need Bhakti.
You need the bhakti in order to surrender to the Guru.
Otherwise, to whom can you surrender then? Without Bhakti.
So, it's not enough just to do the self-inquiry as a sadhana. This is not enough. You must also be totally surrendered in devotion to your Guru.
Of course. Without Guru, you cannot attain anything.
This is a very important thing you're saying, because for Western people, they have some difficulty with a Guru. To take a Guru is not so easy for a Western person.
When you are ready, the Guru will be with you.
You're saying the Guru will just come.
Yes, of course.
As soon as you are ready inside, the Guru appears.
Of course.
Yeah.
Then, when everything, when you see, even the outer Guru disappears when the time comes.
Could you explain that? So you're saying that first we have a man or a woman in form and we call our Guru, and then you're saying that later that person disappears.
You are just confusing. I never said man and woman. I'm just saying Guru. That is, you have asked about Tantra, that is Tantra.
Can you explain then what do you mean by the Guru comes?
Guru comes when you are ready. He will be with you.
And will he be a man or a woman?
Anybody.
Sorry?
It doesn't matter. Do you think the Guru thinks he is a man or a woman? No, there is no personality at all.
Yeah, I understand.
Just a minute.
Can you get my water? When you say that he came in your dreams, was that like a vision or was that like an inner voice?
He used to appear in my dreams and he used to guide me through my dreams. Otherwise, I knew nothing about the sadhana or anything.
So you never spoke directly to him? You just sat in his presence?
And if I had any doubts, somebody would ask the same questions, and my doubts, his answers would clear my doubts. That for so many people it happened like that.
You're saying for many people they got the answer in his silence.
Yes.
This is a strange question perhaps. Seekers often have curious ideas about the enlightened state. For example, that you see the world as a grey nothing while sitting in eternal bliss. Seekers have funny ideas like this.
Yes, I know. I've seen so many people in Tirunelveli.
They have funny ideas.
And they used to think they were realized souls.
Could you describe your typical day and how you perceive the world? My question is to answer these people who have strange ideas by you explaining how is your day. You were saying earlier that sometimes you're naughty, you like to make jokes, you like to sing.
Yes, I am a good singer. I recorded my singing songs.
I was very lucky at lunchtime. I heard some of your singing on the cassette. Your singing is very beautiful, very strong.
When have I heard?
Your friend here showed me. Very nice singing, very extraordinary.
Yes.
I think you are singing from here.
Of course.
Not from your throat.
That's the truth. It comes from the navel.
Comes very deep inside.
Yes.
Yeah. And your singing has a power.
Of course.
Could I say that you are not singing? You are not the singer. The singing is just appearing.
You may think whatever you do when I am singing, I am immersed in the song. I forget myself. Just one last question. For somebody who has a passion for awakening now, what is your short advice? You've given us for 1 hour wonderful advice, but if you were giving a short advice to somebody with a passion, what would you say? I don't say anything. They don't ask such questions when they come to me. They come, they ask, it is not advice I give. I show how to proceed. Many people, they come not just with devotion. They don't ask me anything. They just want wounds, not realization. And whatever they ask, it happens to them. And if they came sincerely wanting realization, what would you say? Be quiet. That's what. Summa iru. That's Tamil. That's, you see, some sadhus came from Ceylon and they said, our sadhana is saying to the mind to be quiet, shut up. That is the powerful sadhana. My own guru was Punjaji, Papaji. Yes, he was my guru, and his advice was the same. He always said, be quiet. Be quiet. Yes. Shut up. Yes. Yes. That is the easiest and powerful sadhana. Oh, you saw him alive? Sorry? You saw him alive? Yes, I spent 5 years living with him. Because people, so many come to me about Punjaji and when he passed away. Nobody saw him alive.
He saw 5 years.
I spent 5 years living with him in Lucknow, and one day when I came in the beginning, when I first came, he asked him 3 questions. In the first 2 or 3 weeks, I had 3 questions. I had 3 meetings. And in the 3rd meeting, something happened. I don't know exactly what happened, but since that time, I didn't have any more questions. And I didn't feel to leave him, so I just stayed there for nearly 5 years, but no questions. And since that time, it's 10 years now, I have no questions.
That's good.
And I feel very happy, and sometimes I try to help people, try to teach something, but personally I don't have any questions. It's very beautiful to meet you, because when I'm sitting quietly, I can feel a deep meeting in this be quiet.
That's the most sensible thing to do, to be quiet.
Is there anything else you would like to say to people?
I have no people at all, only friends. If they come to me, if they want anything, whatever I can do, and I give them some money, they need money, or you see if they are hungry, I feed them.
You've had a wonderful life.
Of course, from my childhood I had a wonderful father.
Yes. And I think for him to become your student, you were his guru,
After
this
that,
is very wonderful also.
Yes.
Not many fathers.
And yes, he had accepted me as a guru because I'm his daughter. He never thought I was his daughter when he began.
This is very unusual, father, I think.
Yes. He was a daredevil, experimenting everything. You see, because you are interested, I am telling my aunt and not my mother, my aunt and my father and my aunt and my mother, we used to live together. She was a doctor. When I was 10, they told, you see, we have no tomorrow. And we won't, keep money for you or anything, or lands or anything. You have to look after yourself. I said, that's good. If you want to give anything, put some cash in the bank. We don't want any lands.
So that led you to living a life of trust, I think. Trusting in everything.
Yes, of course. I came here without a paisa. And then everything came. I don't know how it came.
To finish this filming, would you care to sing something?
Sing?
Yes.
Because I can't.
No? Okay.
Yes, in the evening I sing.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Because I have to take care of my voice.
Yes. Thank you very much. Very nice interview. Thank you.
Now,
I have your life history, and in your life history it says, Mother told Ishwara that she wanted to realize the Absolute. Ishwara replied that when she was ready for it, mind would disappear and she would indeed realize herself as the formless Absolute Being. Does this mean Monanasa? Does this mean Monanasa means the mind is gone? That in the moment of realizing the Absolute Being, your mind is completely gone.
Yes.
There are no thoughts arising. And then a little later you talk that the level of consciousness descended finally into the heart, the source of all.
Yes.
Could you explain what you mean by the heart?
Heart is here.
Yes.
This one.
Because Ramana Maharshi, he talked about the right side of the heart as the resting place.
Yes.
Is that also your experience?
Yeah, of course.
And when this happened, it was a profound experience, something, I can't explain the word, but how do you know that this energy is coming to the heart?
You feel it. You feel it. You see, there are 6 chakras. It is in the Yoga Shastra. Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipura, and you see, then Agna Chakra and Sahasrara. From here, the spirit descends, the energy also. The energy descends again into the heart. Yeah. And a lotus opens, then you see it's very brilliant light in it. Then that's not the end. You must, after that, the mind must merge into the light. And
see, after the energy comes to the heart, then after that the mind merges into that light.
yes, it emerges into the heart. It is called anahata. Yeah. Then there will be vibrations. See, vibrations of light and sound. It is called Omkara.
And this was your own experience at that time. And then you say here that 20 years later, that Ishwara appeared 20 years later and said, now 7 veils are going to unfold. And then you saw, with your inner eye, you saw 7 subtle layers unfold within. And you heard a voice say, I am there. And the world receded to the outer fringe of vast and unlimited space of consciousness.
Until then I was in a state of bliss. Even the bliss disappears. And there's no one to experience You see, the bliss. So, the seven poles, they themselves, you see. Then you see, they unfolded like that. After that, I just felt, but I couldn't see any.
Because I think my question is that you had this first experience, very strong experience of the energy going to your heart and your mind merging, and then the mind is dead. So my question is, who is to experience the seven veils?
You see, you just see them as a witness. You don't feel, you just feel them. And Isara then said, I'm going to keep some poles within you, otherwise you will be dead. So, after 20 years I had the experience, and it was 7 veils.
But you were saying also yesterday that you still have thoughts, because you need some thoughts to move your body, to eat.
I use them for my purposes, for my use.
Yes. Yeah.
Thoughts means that they don't appear like your thoughts. They're subtle, like clouds in the sky.
Sorry, could you say that one more time?
Huh?
I couldn't hear what you said.
It's just like clouds in a sky.
Yes.
They are not, you say, so they don't attach me to anything.
Right. Yeah. I think I understand that. In my own case, I still have thoughts arising, but I don't get caught up in those thoughts. So I would also describe the thoughts in my mind as clouds in the blue sky.
Yes.
I don't catch those thoughts. Some thoughts come, but I'm not getting caught up in those thoughts.
But here there are no thoughts at all.
Right.
You see, only at that state I had. At that stage. And now I don't have them.
And this was
automatically everything comes to me.
So this was after 20 years the change?
Yes. After that, nothing.
Nothing. So the way you're describing this is as if there is a self-realizing and then later there is an enlightenment. Two different stages. Is that what you're saying? That there are 2 stages?
2 stages? It is not 2 stages. Aisha told me that I am keeping the poles within you. Otherwise you will be dead. They are unfolded. So I had to wait till you see, till 20 years, or 20 years after it happened.
Because I think my understanding was that when the energy comes to the heart, that is the final resting place. Then one is one with the self. There's no separation between.
Yes, he said you'll be dead if this happens. And the poles are, you see, unfolded. So I'm keeping them. So I had to wait 20 years for this to happen. After that, nothing.
I see. Right. So you say it happened after 20 years, but was there some kind of gradual dissolving during those 20 years?
Yes, of course. Of course. and I was always in bliss. Even that disappears. Even that disappears. There's no mind to go record the bliss even, to experience it.
You see, in my own experience, my own case, I had a guru, Punjaji, and 10 years ago I met him, and shortly after I had some strong awakening, strong opening, some strong energy phenomena happened in his presence. And then in the weeks after that, my inner life changed, and I had no more questions. Until that moment, for 20 years I had been a strong seeker, looking for this truth. And in that moment, from one moment to the next moment, it changed. And I was feeling relaxation, I was feeling no question, I was feeling bliss and peace, stillness. And this has continued now for 10 years since that time. No question arose, and no doubt arose. Of course, sometimes the mind is playing something. And over this 10 years, I can describe a kind of dissolving. So, for example, now there are few thoughts that disturb, very few. Day by day, there's a lot of stillness, a lot of peace, and just a few thoughts. Maybe 6 years ago, there was still some thoughts, so there is a sense of dissolving, some dissolving. Could you say something about that?
I can't say anything about other people's experiences. They have various experiences. They may not be, you see, similar to mine. Bhagavan realized in 1 hour.
This is why it's very interesting to talk to you, because your experience is your experience and my experience is my experience. But at some point there's very few people to talk to. So I don't know what is happening. I can experience some dissolving. I can experience no question and stillness and a kind of peace. Not many problems in my life, not the big problems anymore. A kind of surrender to life. But I don't really know. I don't really know what is this. When I asked you yesterday, who are you? You said, I don't know.
Of course.
This is very honest answer.
So it is time for food.
Okay. Thank you very much for talking again. Thank you.